Sup guys, Haku here with my review of Monster Musume no Iru Nichijou, chapter 39. And I've been waiting for this one for an English translation to come out for a while because it's kind of been a while and an English translation hadn't come out yet. So yeah, finally came out and I did my live reaction. You probably saw it yesterday if you're interested. Yeah? Yeah, you probably saw it yesterday if you're interested in me covering the series, or maybe you're just seeing the review without it, whatever you prefer. I mean, either way, it's all up to your preference. But yeah, thought this one was good. I had waited for it for a while, and it was very funny, definitely delivered. And the comedy was really great, but I'll get into specific parts that I thought were funny and that I liked as I break this thing down. Also going to point out before I start, I love that we got a new canon Monmusu. The video game ones are nice and I like them, but I like having a new canon one actually in the manga series. So it was nice to see a new one there, and the artwork was all really nice and high detailed, and I really respect the artwork in Monmusu because Okayado, this dude, Okayado, I think I said that right. The dude can draw. I mean, not even just talking about hot anime chicks or whatever. He can just draw backgrounds, whatever, and it looks very nice. So props to him for all of that. So I thought the first bit with Lala and bowing and her head falling off, that was very funny, very cute, adorable, and I'm not a huge Lala fan, but that was very cute and very funny. And then we get into where we blah blah blah, just shit happens, and Karus is going to be going on dates with Mon for the next few chapters, which I think we all saw that coming. We're going to have some Mon chapters, and I'm hoping that it's going to be kind of like the 3 or 4 chapters we got where he went on dates with the homestays 2 at a time, and we got introduced to a new Monmusu in each. Those were funny chapters, and they were enjoyable, got something fresh and new. So I hope it's going to be something similar to that, and from this chapter it really looks like it is. Yeah. And turns out during this conversation we find out that the girl that Lala turned into a zombie last chapter, her life is saved because she's a zombie. She was going to die as a human because of the disease, and her parents actually thanked Mon because of it, because now they have their little girl. She's still, well, not really alive because she's a zombie, but she's still there. So I thought that was a nice way to wrap that up because, as Abraham Ford would say, loose ends do make my ass itch. So, yeah, I thought that was a good way to wrap that up and bring us into what we're doing for the next few chapters, it would seem. So, Karus goes to a little port, shipyard, loading dock, whatever, and the setting and the backgrounds are all very well drawn. They look really nice, really detailed. I really enjoy the background detail that Okayado puts in. It's really nice usually. And then we get the introduction of a new Monmusu. She shows up and she is Cici the Jiang Shi. And for those of you that don't know, the Jiang Shi is like the Chinese hopping vampire, and you've probably seen it in a bunch of other, like, maybe not anime, but other series. They're always they have sort of a blue skin in pretty much everything I've seen them in, and their arms are straight out forward in front of them, and they hop around. They have little hats with the tags hanging in front of their face. So I'm sure you've probably seen some incarnation of them somewhere. I know there was a Heartless based off of them in the Kingdom Hearts game series, and I remember there was another place where I saw them. Where was it? Man, I can't remember. I guess I'll bring it up in the middle of this chapter somewhere if I remember where else. Oh, they were in the Sly Cooper game series as well. There were praying mantis Jiang Shi in Sly 3 in the one level that was based on China. That's all I got. But yeah, they were the hopping vampire praying mantises. I remember those. So yeah, that's 2 series that have used Jiang Shi, and I just bumped my microphone. Not sure what that sounds like. Okay, getting off track. Back on track here. So Cici was very sexy, and we got a bunch of upskirts. Very nice. They nice, but it was very nice. She was very good looking, very well drawn. I thought the way she talked was very cute with her little "Ni hao, you marry me." It was just funny the way that she acted, and I liked the her movements and stuff looked really cool, where they gave her the sort of Tai Chi, really athletic and flexible, like flipping around movements. It was really cool looking, and it was drawn really cool. Like, if this was a general, like, normal action shonen, those panels would all look like freaking mind-blowing. Like, feel like Okayado could draw an amazing looking normal shonen, or just any normal manga he could draw amazingly, but he's like, no, I'm doing Monmusu, I'm doing my ecchi harem comedy, and I applaud him for sticking to that, because it's great. I absolutely love it. It's funny, and it's just fun. It doesn't have to be like deep or anything, it just has to be fun, and that's what entertainment is about to me, and he brings the fun in every chapter. So that is what I applaud the series for, being fun. So Zambina shows back up, and her arguing back and forth, and the little rigor mortis jokes were really cute between her and Cici. And there's this line that Cici says, I think at least twice in this chapter, and it's "no problem," like they replaced the O's with A's and no problem. And I hope that carries over into the official English translation whenever the official volume comes out, because that was very funny. It was a quirk that I like, just like "no problem" every time whenever she talks. So I hope they keep that. I really liked that. So of course Cici was really great with these traditional, I don't know what they're called. Are they called Dao? I don't remember. I'm not huge on Chinese culture. I don't remember what the traditional Chinese-looking curved swords were. For some reason, I'm thinking they're called Dao or Zhao. Not sure, but she was using those, and she was really good at using those. Chopped Zambina up into a bunch of little pieces. Zambina grazes her arm with a bullet, and that's enough of a distraction that Karus runs away, just like carrying all of Zambina's assorted body parts under his arms. That was very funny too. And they escape to part of the loading dock. They're in one of the shipping crates, and again, all of the backgrounds and the scenery was very well drawn. That was a definite plus right there. And it was a cute moment in the shipping container when we find out that Karus had taken one of the hits to the arm for Zambina, and she's just like all tsundere and blushing and upset because I'm a zombie, you don't need to take a hit for me, I can't die anyway, I can just get put back together. So that was a really cute moment. And also cute was when, well, not even cute, but getting into a more serious tone, when Zambina talks about how she's friends with Cici because they're similar species, they have similar interests, and she's like, it's hard to find that sort of person with the similar interests and similar species because I wasn't even always an extra species person. I used to be human at one point. So I think that was a nice little touch, getting into a bit of a deeper storyline, since this was mostly a comedy chapter. Didn't really have much in the way of storyline. It was just for the comedy, and it was very good for that. The comedy was very on point. And then at some point we find out that Zambina has salt bullets, like rock salt bullets, and the salt bullets will freeze a zombie because of the purifying effect of salt. So that's what she had grazed Cici with earlier. And we also have the funny Karus talking about his sewing, just pulls out the sewing kit, and he's like, I sewed Mia a tail warmer. It was 6 meters long. And then we had the cute little panel of Mia with the huge, like, pretty much Lamia sweatpants. It was adorable. It was very funny. I liked it a lot that they threw that in there. So good job on you there as well, Monmusu. So then we get into our little fan service bit that we have every chapter, which was Zambina didn't want to show her tits, so she was laying on her stomach, and Karus was sewing her up, and her back was sensitive. So of course at one point she flips out because her shirt tears and rips all the stitches again, so she's back in parts again, and they let Cici hear her when she freaks out, and Cici shows back up. And the ending, the climax of this was Cici coming after them, and she thinks she sees Zambina, so she throws the swords, and it's really just Zambina's lower half with the cell phone answering machine there, and the real Zambina is like attached to the front of Karus on his shirt and shoots her. So that's how that ends. They freeze her, put her in timeout, so to speak, and they finish sewing up Zambina. Then in our final big comedy bit, we find out that Cici had come to Japan to go to an event with Zambina, and it was a Fujoshi event, Fujoshi is Rotten Girls, and it's like the female yaoi fandom. Like, they like guy-on-guy doujins, and it's the yaoi fandom. So they were going to a woman's doujinshi convention, and that's the whole reason she had come, and she wanted to get married in Japan so that she could live where all of the comic events were at. So, all in all, the chapter was very funny. The comedy was way, way on par. It was very good comedy. I would say that the artwork was very, very nice. All the backgrounds were really detailed. Dadass, like Zambina and Cici both, very nice. I guess when I judge ecchi fanservice stuff, I have to say that when an ass is drawn nicely, it is drawn nicely. So as part of the review, it did its job as a comedy, and it did its job as ecchi. Even though I don't typically like ecchi stuff, I really enjoy comedies if they're done right, and I think a lot of anime and manga comedies are definitely not done right. But this series is, and this was a good example of it. It was really funny, really enjoyable, and the artwork was detailed, and that's a plus. Again, something you don't see in a lot of comedy. And I've got to say, as far as plot goes, it wasn't as serious. It didn't take on deeper notes as much as last chapter with the taking on the concepts of like childhood terminal illness and death and things like that. So it didn't take on a more serious note. Again, it didn't need to, because it's a comedy and it did the comedy part extremely well. So all in all, I'm going to give this 9 Rotten Girls out of 10. Yeah. 9 necrophilia triggers out of 10, because they were both zombies in a way. Jiang Shi is still a zombie. Yeah. So, anyway, scratching my face. Sorry, that was distracting. So anyway, guys, like if you guys liked the video. I really hope you did. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of the video and what you thought of the chapter. I really enjoyed it, of course. Subscribe for more Monmusu whenever a new thing comes out. And I think eventually I may do other things. Like, I might talk about the anime a bit. I watched it when it aired. And I might do like my top however many Monmusu from the games or from the manga. So that's 2 possible future videos. I'll be doing Monmusu stuff occasionally, not regularly, but regularly I cover One Piece, Tower of God, The Walking Dead, and I do 2 anime reviews every week at least. So subscribe for those if that's anything that you're interested in, and follow on Twitter for updates on what's going on with the channel. I thank you guys all so very much for watching. I will see you all next time.